What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe here, and here today to last time I was talking about the whole thing with fan fictions and stuff like that I would have coming. I know I mentioned to you guys about what I had in mind that was going to go into my Superman and Supergirl fan fiction that will be in development during my little break from Yumiko coming up. And also, I mentioned in the multiverse, what if other fanfic ideas I had coming up, and one of those was, of course, the Hulks. I actually, had there was actually a trailer, fan trailer, very early on, of, much early on the channel that was put up here. The Hulks, yeah, that I uploaded on here a while back when I first got this channel up and running. It was also on my other channel, but yeah, the Hulks is definitely another fan fiction idea that is, yeah, on on the table to go, just like the Superman, Supergirl, as well as still the other ones that I mentioned, Static Shock and me and EJ talking about Power Rangers and stuff like that. Uh, so so yeah, for right now, for in this video, yeah, let's talk about what to expect at the moment when I actually start writing a little bit of the Hulks there. Yeah, might be a little bit after Superman and Supergirl, might go back and forth, but yeah, just let you guys know what'll be coming up when I start writing that as well. Before we go into this video, just want to make sure you definitely like, share, subscribe, super thanks, special super chat, special thanks, all that good stuff. Make sure you definitely get some of our available books, including Yumiko 1. As of recording this video, I'm still I did show you guys a live stream a while not too long ago of me getting the proofs in that my mom had made and everything. So as of now that I'm recording this video, I actually it's a little bit longer than I expected, but yeah, I'm doing another run to make sure I got everything that I want in Yumiko number 2. Like I say, because gotta make really as I say, do this with a fine comb. There, it's not just spelling errors, stuff like that. It's just making sure the story is in the way that I want it written and everything. So yeah, I do plan to get that out before this month is over. Matter of fact, before Christina and I go on vacation, from our day job, of course. So yeah, but as of recording this, should be before August 18th. Yeah, at the Yeah, no later than August 17th. This book should be in publication. So yeah, number 2. And of course, following it will be number 3, which should be sometime in October. So yeah, so yeah, just a heads up on that. But make sure you definitely get Yumiko number 1 while you're waiting on that there, along with our other books, and also support us on that Patreon, just like your boy AJ Supreme and Big Sis Casey and the Iceman Universe. Go! Iceman Universe, go! So definitely be a Patreon like those 3, and also hang out with us on Discord or Facebook, either one. Just drop by and say hi and what's up. Talk about some things, like the Hulks or Superman, Supergirl, or Yumiko, Bubblina, something like that. Even H2O. And also, let's tell each other some stuff on the Macari app, and let's dive right into this here. So, what to expect excuse me, what to expect in the Hulks. Okay, so as I mentioned in a previous video, the multiverse what if, as far as how I imagine this my Hulk's fan fiction being kind of set up, sort of you know sort of like a little comedy, but with some drama and action, sort of like the like the like as you say a PG comedy of what we saw in little bit of She-Hulk kind of. That's kind of what made me think of wanting to do that when I watched the She-Hulk series. Y'all definitely check that out, by the way. Like I say, her and yeah, I'm aware that there are some people that don't really like it there. I mean, I don't know what, but but the only thing that really bugs me, not so much because I know everybody is gonna like and dislike what they want, but it's really yeah, I really don't like it when people okay, so they don't like something, but then they try to you know almost make a person feel bad for liking it though. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, like I say, if you yeah, don't do that. If it's something you don't like, don't discourage somebody else that likes it. There, but if it's not, say, yeah, especially if it's something that's not bad, yeah. And when I mean not bad, yeah, I mean you know, is a not bad, like the She-Hulk, for example. Now, if it was something that actually is bad, like say smoking, for example, yeah, yeah, you would want to tell somebody uh, not to do that so they won't poison their lungs. But yeah, just watching a She-Hulk series, come on now. So anyway, so yeah, but like I say, it's but from what I've seen, it's a good series. Yeah, come on, like I say, the whole thing of enjoy stuff. One thing I really like about YouTube channels like Iceman Universe, okay, yeah, and they do, and like he does state some things that he doesn't like, but he really speaks strongly on the things. Um, he does, and at least he's giving stuff a chance, like with Ed and Eddie and stuff like that, or another YouTube channel, sort of stupid. It's kind of an odd name for a channel, but to each his own. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on their channel that they look at and they are really fascinated by, especially stuff that they hadn't even seen before. So yeah, enjoy stuff. Yeah. So okay. So with the Hulks, yeah, like I say, kind of inspired by She-Hulk. Uh, and yeah. So obviously, yeah, She-Hulk would be in this. So so some of the things to be expected. Okay, is that like I say, it's like sort of one thing. When I was telling Christina about it, my wife, when I was telling her about it, she was like, A.K.A. Queen Tina, of course. First thing kind of came to her mind was like the Incredibles because of the whole family thing. It's this of course is a universe where Hulk and She-Hulk are not cousins. I like I say, originally in the comics they are cousins. In the She-Hulk series, they're cousins. Pretty much every source of media that pretty much goes from the comics. So yeah, but in this fan fiction, this one fan fiction from me, they are not cousins. So yeah, just clearing that up so it won't be like clearing that up because like I said, this year they're not cousins, they're married. So yeah. I want to always think like, Gabe, why are you taking two cousins and making them marry? Ew, gross. So, yeah, so they're not related in this one. That's so all fair game in this universe. Um, the and they already at the beginning of the series they already have a daughter. So it's Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, and Jennifer. Since she's married to Banner, so obviously she'll be Jennifer Banner. Maiden name Watson, of course. Um, the obviously the She-Hulk, and the daughter that they have at the beginning of the series, Jaleisha, and rather than the first thing you're probably thinking, oh, let me guess, she's gonna be a mini She-Hulk. That kind. I mean, you would not be completely wrong there, but she has a different. She's gonna have something a little different to go by. Cause yeah, you have wife Jennifer's already She-Hulk, established as She-Hulk. So yeah, that would be kind of a little confusing. Like okay, is this a She-Hulk, a mini She-Hulk? Nah. So I had actually thought about that. The daughter uh, would actually be called Hokara. So that's something that to differ her from She-Hulk there. When she does her when she hulks out there. um, so that's what I thought. I sort of thought about the Turning Red movie. Remember how in May, sort of, I guess you say, went through puberty and stuff like that, and suddenly the panda was unleashed, and all of a sudden she was a big panda and everything. Well, I guess in this case it'd be turning green. It's not easy being green, like me own flesh. Okay, okay, I went into Popeye territory. So anyway, it would start off. You would have there'll be a moment of Hulk and She-Hulk kind of doing. They sort of would be like heroes in the shadows. So yeah, one big difference. They're not exactly on the. Well, okay, they kind of are, but they're not. It's not like the first Hulk movie, where he was on the run and Hulk was all real savage, like leave Hulk alone. And wait. Somebody, yeah, wait, hear me out. Like I say, this is like I say, because I know there's also some people that are, complaining about Professor Hulk, that's been ever since Avengers Endgame, where I put the brain, the bronze together, and they wear shirts now. Sure, you can look at Hulk smash. Yeah, he's big, green, and friendly and everything. It was Bruce Banner in a Hulk body. Yeah, been kind of hating on that there, especially carried over into the She-Hulk series and stuff. Um, yeah, another reason why, like I say, can we enjoy stuff? But because now, like I said, I'm not trying to harp on. Like I say again, we have stuff we dislike, and a lot of the reasons that it's been pointed out that a lot of the reasons that the dislikes have been so strong because a lot of people, really like the Savage Hulk. He's out of control, and like you take the animated films like Wolverine versus Hulk and Thor versus Hulk, and how Hulk was when his first the first movie in the MCU with Edward Norton, and then uh, Mark Ruffalo took over in the first Avengers movie, and so on. So yeah, okay, so a lot of people are want the Savage Hulk. My case, this I mean I get it. I'm not hating on Savage Hulk. I mean, yeah, he's a beast, pretty much pretty much based off of Frankenstein and everything, or Jekyll and I mean not Frankenstein, but Doctor Jekyll and Mister Hyde kind of thing. That was kind of the premise of when Hulk was first created and everything. So I get it. Yeah, that's how he originally started off, and I mean, okay. Um, that's cool. Don't get say say hey, I watched me a Wolverine versus Hulk, um, and like I say, in and just Savage Hulk in general. But one thing there's one Hulk version I really like, and this is what made me really actually this is what actually made me enjoy Professor Hulk, and what how Professor Hulk in Endgame and She Hulk series has been. Uh, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Now, of course, Hulk and Banner were two different people, because they actually would show that in the series. But one thing they did, another thing they did that I really enjoyed was, yeah, Hulk was savage, but but he was still intelligent. He was like he had actual conversations with Banner in his mind. Had he would talk he talked with the other Avengers. Yeah, he'd be upset at times when they first started out, but yeah, he has yeah, Hulk was really talkative there and still who he was. One of the best moments in that series I like was when he kind of became buddy buddy with Hawkeye. When they were watching Tony and Cap kind of spar with each other in the ring. You can't always rely on your armor, and they was watching like, oh, this is gonna be good. Yep. And they went to laughing whenever Cap gave Tony a knockout punch. Almost, and the first time I remember hearing Hulk really laugh was when him and Hawkeye kind of first met each other. When they had to save the Avengers in Gamma World in that Gamma World two-parter. When Hawkeye was like, "Look, if you don't come with me, I'll defeat you myself." Hulk looks at him, and he laughs so hard he turned back to Banner. Then at the end of the two-parter, they was everybody was because they sort of had a little argument with Hulk in an earlier episode, and he left the Avengers, and it was like, look, Hulk, let's yeah, you're, and it's like, look, Hulk, let's start over, come back to us. We can work, we can work it out, man. Let's be friends again, and have you back on the team. Hulk said, well, oh, I'll stay if Cupid stays. Calling Hawkeye Cupid. And ever since then, him and Hawkeye have been a buddy buddy duo in the series, as far as I can tell. Yeah. And then, of course, he even had a humorous moment against Kang the Conqueror when Kang, I think, said something to him, and Hulk was like, "It's called a distraction, stupid." Yeah, so yeah, I really did enjoy that. Yeah, he was still able to be Hulk and actually, hear more. Yeah, more than just. I mean, he did say Hulk smash. Don't get me wrong, but he was able to say a lot more than that and still be Hulk. So yeah, that's why I didn't mind Professor Hulk so much. Every time I watched, when they got the Age of Ultron, ever since that movie, I actually was kind of imagining in the back of my mind Banner in like when Banner was out talking, like him in scenes with just regular Banner out. I kept imagining him in Hulk form talking as Banner, and just, especially when he was when him and Tony were hanging around each other, and now we get Professor Hulk. I was like, wow, that's kind of what I imagined. Cool. Professor Hulk, yeah, I'm down with it. Um, so yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what would be expected with this series. Hulk would pretty much be like this for it pretty much would be Banner, talking as pretty like I say, like Professor Hulk. And obviously She-Hulk would be pretty much like she is, pretty much similar to She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Matter of fact, one thing I imagine about and just like how She-Hulk could turn back, on and off in the She-Hulk's in the live action series, because she never really did. Because I remember watching her in the animated Hulk series back in the '90s, I think. And when she became She-Hulk, there she was just stuck that way. But in the live action series, which I guess they had to save on effects and stuff, but it actually was not a bad idea. It wasn't. It actually worked out pretty well story wise. Her turning on and off, so maybe she could, do things in both forms. That's cool. Uh, so that yeah, they could both Hulk and She-Hulk could kind of turn their transformation on and off. Um, on and off. It would when they're in human form, of course, Jennifer is, an intern, a lawyer, of course. Uh, Bruce Banner is actually a college professor. And what I imagine Bruce Banner being sort of like, character wise, sort of like if you took me and put me in a blender with Sherman Clump for Nutty Professor. Okay, class, this will be on your test. So, yeah, sort of pretty much like that there. Mixed with Sherman Clump. Yeah, and of course, another thing that kind of comes to mind with the inspiration for this series is what I imagine uh, life for me and Christina being like with our future kid. Um, if yeah, especially if it being a girl first. Yeah, like if we end up having the daughter first. Nothing against the son. I'm not. Hey, trust me. Either one. Long as we have a child, that's the main thing. Yeah, that's the main thing, girl or boy. But like I said, if it's possible, I would like one of each. I'm just saying, one of each. Girl and the boy. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, personally, um, just being honest, personally, I would kind of like the girl first there, and if possible, have the second kid would be a boy. Um, one reason why, because like I say, being in the daycare that we had at our old at my old church before we went to Brookwood. We had the nursery there. And me and Christina were uh, down there, and of course, you know, the main ones, our main stars of the nursery were girls there. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of what of course the main one being Little Nisha there, the one who wrote the Dora comic there. So yeah, matter of fact, I remember Nisha asked me one time a while back here ago. I think last time we seen her, asked if if we were expected to have any kids at some point, and I said yeah, probably one day we do. Then he said well what will be the first would you be expecting a girl or a boy first? Probably a girl first there. That's a good idea. Yeah. Nisha, Nisha was just, yes, Nisha said, you have chosen wisely. Yeah, so back with the Hulks. I didn't mean to get off topic there. So yeah, pretty much those are the premise of it. Um, so yeah, a professor and a lawyer. Um, Now, at the beginning of the Hulk series, yeah, they start off, they're sort of fighting crime in the shadows, if that makes any sense. Sort of like, Batman when he first started, especially in the Batman series when, and the police were kind of iffy about him and everything. One reason that Hulk and She-Hulk would fight in the shadows at the beginning of the series, to protect their identities as Bruce and Jennifer, because in the Hulk form, yeah, they look like a couple of monsters there. Um, of course, they're pretty good looking monsters, sort of like Shrek and Fiona. But you know how society is, like big green monster, run. Like, as Shrek say, hell, big green ugly ogre. They judge me before they can know me. That's why I'm better off alone. Yeah, so uh yeah, it's kind of, and then also another example be like the X-Men scenario, with the mutant. Everybody was afraid of, a lot of people weren't too fond of, or either scared or not, or kind of prejudiced with the mutants there and stuff like that. Especially in the live action X-Men movies universe, yeah, with the when that started in 2000 before the first Spider-Man movie. That act and yeah, that's kind of another thing that's kind of put into it there from the beginning of it. I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, they are. So yeah, that's one reason why they're able to turn to Hulk out, Hulk in, but at will, of course. Um, the also another thing about the Hulk in, Hulk out, hulking out. Well, you know how original Hulk lore, I is a but hey, hear me out. In original Hulk lore, you know, every time, especially Banner would Hulk out. Now, I don't think She Hulk really had this problem. Well, as they saw in the live action, maybe her shoes, perhaps, yeah, because you know she does grow big. Um, but in Hulk's case, yeah, you remember how he mentioned about the spandex, about the stretchable pants and everything. Well, yeah, because he now of course before he was able to get really big shirts for himself. Yeah, every time he hulked out, you know, he burst out his shirt, and you know his pants always magically stay on him. You know. So I thought about that and say, well, why not actually have some magic involved? And I'm getting to why that is. Um, the and make it a magical transformation. Um, an example of that, what I mean by that is like American Dragon Jake Long. Remember how he say, "Drag it up, yo, drag it up, drag it up," and of course, as I mentioned earlier, turning red because you know whenever May she didn't, it what her transformation wasn't like a mutation like Spider-Man to the Man Spider. No, it was just like poof, she was a panda. Yeah, sort of like that type of thing there, which kind of, I guess you could say, especially since they used an anime-inspired art style, sort of goes in line with you know a lot of the magical girl animes, you know, like transforming into Mew Mews or Sailor Moon and stuff like that. So yeah, so in this case, yeah, it's a magical transformation, much, but more in the lines like American Dragon Jake Long. Yeah, so what it was a Hulk it out, Hulking out. Yeah, probably even give them a scene where when they become in their Hulk form, you know, they have a moment where they let out their big roar, roar, a little pose and everything. Yeah, one thing I liked about the first season, American Dragon, he did that little 360 spin there. That was pretty cool. Also like Static Shock when he would power up. Kind of almost Static Shock almost pretty much pulled a Yu-Gi-Oh there. So, um, so yeah, it kind of got that going. So yeah, it was so they, you know, fighting crime in the shadows. Uh, they'd be fighting the Wrecking Crew. That was a thing in the comics. I think it sort of was more linked with Thor, but yeah, in this case I'm pretty sure they probably fought Hulk before. But yeah, they fight the Wrecking Crew. Turns out the Wrecking Crew is working for the leader, one of the Hulk villains. Yeah, the leader, which I hate the fact we didn't get to see in the MCU. That would have been nice. But the leader, of course, yeah, he's over the record, and revealed that he's also got two other henchmen under him, Abomination and Absorbing Man, which were shown in World's Mightiest Heroes. And of course, you know, they're planning to try to find out who Hulk and She-Hulk really are. Because the leader wants Hulk and She-Hulk to work for him. Yeah, but he doesn't know who they are since they can magically change on and off there. So of course their daughter is not aware of this. All she knows is that you know they work as a college professor and a lawyer. Um, feels I kind of imagine their daughter somewhat being like Jay from Jackie Chan, kind of you know wanting some excitement and stuff like that. Hi, Jackie. Oh, Jade, you were supposed to stay home. Jay, and a little bit of course, Nisha, who I mentioned earlier, kind of a little bit of her attitude there, in a good way though. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, very good. Yeah, Nisha was a really good kid there. So anyway, yeah, so Jaleisha, so what would happen? She's not aware about the whole thing with the Hulks. They haven't told her yet. She'd be, we go to a day of her at school. Um, this is where the turning red part comes in. Also, there's a little bit of the Proud sort of inspiration from the Proud family too, with the whole like he had Oscar, Trudy, and their daughter Penny. Yeah, so yeah, you go to school. Jaleisha, of course, does have some friends. Her her bestie in this first one when she's at the regular school, because there's something gonna happen later. And when she's at her regular school for before before she becomes Hokara, she has a best friend there, Riri. Let me double check something here real quick. Uh, oh yeah, I gotta watch that later. Yeah, I've been I was watching sort of stupid's reaction to the first Pokemon movie. And it's also another reason why the edits are taking a while. I am going to work on it for Yumiko, but that's kind of why I sort of have the procrastination problem like SpongeBob has. Yeah. Let's see, Riri. Yeah, Riri Williams. Riri Williams. Ironheart. Um, so I would put um, so Riri Williams would be Jaleisha's best friend. In this universe, she would actually be Tony and Pepper's. Yeah, 'cause remember they are a thing in the MCU. Tony and Pepper's adoptive daughters. At first it was gonna be their biological daughter, but since she is African American, um, I thought, which and maybe I could make them biological. I don't. Yeah, I'm still debating that because I hadn't really started writing this. I'm just venting out what would go in it there. So, yeah, so she might either be their biological daughter or their adoptive daughter. Might possibly go with adopted, regardless of what ethnicity her or Tony them might be. I might still go with the adoptive daughter. Just it all depends, Might it all depends. Hey, I might go with the biological but yeah, or it could be adopted, or maybe you could, let's see, because you got Tony Stark and Pepper Potts. Uh, maybe maybe a possible niece. Maybe could be Tony's niece, possibly. May he might have a sister who a sister who's married to somebody last name Williams. You never. Hey, it could happen. Just saying. Say, would you? And say so. Yeah, make that one. Yeah, especially for the last name's sake. Go. Yeah. So anyway, might possibly be his niece. May be that him and Pepper are taken into custody. Something probably happened to her parents. Just kind of working with it. But anyway, so Tony's niece as of now. Unless I think of something different, but as of now, Tony's niece. Riri Williams. She would be Jaleisha's best friend, and pretty much nerdy and everything because remember she invented that. She made her own iron suit called Iron Heart. So yeah, pretty and look and being and pretty much taking after Tony. So yeah, excuse me. I sort of. Yep, and another thing I kind of imagine what if Jamie Foxx was Tony Stark? 'Cause, yeah, that would be kind of cool. So um, yeah, they're best friends, and there would be sort of a like remember like in Turning Red how they had Tyler was sort of picking at them, and eventually he did become friends with them because they found out that he also liked Fort Town and everything like they did. Sort of like, yeah, sort of like if say Christina and her friends find out that like Gabe, you're into the Backstreet Boys. I want it that way. So, so the Tyler of the group, the Tyler character would actually be Wade Wilson, and we know who Wade Wilson becomes Deadpool. So yeah, he's it, and obviously this would be a G-rated version of the character, much like what we saw with how they did Deadpool in Ultimate Spider-Man. I started, hey, name's Deadpool, and like, oh wait, I have a healing factor. Oh, I'll just go pull these out of my spleen. so, so yeah, man. So this would be before Wade becomes Deadpool, of course. He would kind of be the one um, sort of bugging Jaleisha and her friend Riri there, kind of picking at them a little bit, almost like Flash Thompson to Peter Parker, yeah, at the school, and so so at some point in the classroom, Jaleisha would start feeling kind of strange there, and I think what would happen, yeah, she would start feeling kind of strange, and I think what would happen, and if they something would happen because there's gonna be something of why Jaleisha would become Hulk, would trigger her Hulk form, which he would call Hulkara. Um, One thing I kind of thought of may was because one another thing I kind of came to my mind was the first episode of She-Hulk when the first time Jennifer transformed in front of the public, which was right there in the court, to fight what's her name? What was that? What's that? I forgot that girl's name. Sort of a rival, sort of She-Hulk's little rival, kind of. The She-Hulk attorney-in-law. What was that? Titania. Yeah, Titania girl. When she busted all in there. Yeah. So let's see. Let me look up a little bit about her. If I could let's see, maybe okay, hold on. She-Hulk. Yeah, Titania. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so she is. So this is she is from the comic books. Yeah, here we are. Wiki fandom. Oh my goodness, she. Yeah, I think. Say she look mean. This the arch nemesis of She-Hulk, of course. Soon after. Wow. So she also knew about. So apparently, Spider Woman was involved there. Yeah. So. Oh, so apparently she got her powers from Doctor Doom. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, something similar to that. Um. What I sort of something would happen that would make Jaleisha become She-Hulk. First thing I kind of thought of, what let's see, was maybe, she maybe when she wakes up, she starts like she's feeling really, uh, like she's feeling really, oh wait, just like how in Turning Red, how Mei woke up in the panda form and all that. Okay, now she wouldn't, Jaleisha wouldn't all of a sudden wake up as She-Hulk, but she would just maybe like while she's just doing her thing, and when Wade starts picking at her and Riri, and she gets mad. Suddenly, she would kind of note like you know how before they start hulking out, you know, the eyes glow green, stuff like that. Sort of like Tommy in Power Rangers. What's what is wrong with that guy? I don't know, but he need to get his eyes checked. So, yeah, she would start feeling like, you know, like her heart is racing when she starts getting angry. Because this is the first time that, you know, of a Hulk out there. We know that, you know, that anger triggers it there. Um, also another thing that kind of come to mind is Teen Wolf when he first was beginning to feel the transformation there. Uh, so hey, yeah, so then, uh, so then, like maybe, in the middle of class, in the middle of class, she would really feel, like maybe, Wade would be sort of like picking at her more, like shooting some spitballs or something, and all of a sudden that anger starts building up in her, and suddenly, yeah, she feels that she don't know what Jaleisha don't know what's going on, but she really feel real like something is not right here. He would rush out of the class to the girls' restroom, and the minute she gets in there, say she turns into she hulks out as Hulkara. So uh, then suddenly, you know, somebody, now they don't know that Jaleisha hulked out, but they see her in this Hulk form, and it's all like, monster! And you know, it'd be a panic in the school. Uh, and of course, like May May when she was in her panda form, she has to kind of run for it there. This would draw the attention of, you know, the leader, because they probably was sensed it some kind of way. You know, they probably been, cause, oh, excuse me. Uh, but yeah, it would get news would get to them, as well as also, you know, when it gets like when like the fire, like someone would probably pull the fire alarm, and she starts running through the streets in her Hulk form trying to get home. Police report would come through. This would attract the attention of General Ross, of course. Uh, you know that he was a big antagonist for Hulk. Um, so yeah, this so when she gets home, this would of course lead to like um, yeah, having to explain, probably be her having to fight her way through some police and stuff. You know that, you know, they think she's the monster and everything, but when she finally does get home, probably have to have Bruce and Jennifer help her get home in their Hulk and She Hulk form, and of course, Jaleisha, we got something we gotta tell you. We are Hulks. And yeah, then of course having to explain all the aspects of how this happened. Um, the premise of how they became Hulks. Now we all know Bruce's story with the gamma radiation and all that. They trying to replicate the super soldier serum. That is still a thing. Yeah, that's actually still a thing. But it would actually be Bruce's father that was trying this right after Cap got frozen in the ice. Right after Cap got frozen in the ice, Bruce's father uh, tried to was Bruce's father was trying to replicate with the gamma radiation, and yeah, kind of had an accident with it that passed into his child, which of course is Bruce. Uh, Also involved with that was not only just gamma radiation, but he also tried to mix up his sciencey stuff with some of the magic artifacts from Odin's treasure room. This is why that is. Remember Red Skull in Captain America? They say that Red Skull, he was, you know, into all the magic stuff, and remember there was that scene where he held the Tesseract, which of course was an Infinity Stone in there. Um, so yeah, when Red Skull was captured and everything, um, and Captain America had defeated him before getting frozen in the ice. They confiscated a lot of Red Skull's stuff and locked it up, which of course was some magical artifacts that he had found pertaining to Asgard. Some magic was involved in that, and apparently this would actually be probably how the leader of them probably start, because maybe their powers, since they're gamma, since they have the whole thing with gamma, maybe they probably got a hold of some of this stuff too that was confiscated from Red Skull, and like Bruce's dad, had the experiments as and that's how you get the results of the leader, Abomination, and Absorbing Man. Yeah. Um, so, so yeah, that would be a thing, and and chances are they might have some human forms that they could change in and out of, just like the way I mentioned Bruce and Jennifer would be able to do. So in their human form, maybe they spot She-Hulk running through the street, or should I say Hulk Tara running through the street and stuff. So yeah, and start trying to put two and two together. Wait a minute, a little She-Hulk. So because of this discovery and everything, Bruce and Jennifer, they kind of fear that after some time passes, they kind of fear that they might not be able to send Jalisha back to regular school because suspicions might connect them. Suspicions might lead to people finding out their secret identities as the Hulk. So they would end up getting of course, another person that this reaches the attention of, who would contact them by a psychic link, would be Professor X. So yeah, we get the X-Men in this, and like Professor X offers for them to come in his mansion there. In his mansion, and Jalisha would be able to attend classes at his school for gifted kids with some of the other X-Men and stuff like that. Of course now characters like Wolverine and Jean Grey, stuff like them, are gonna be adults. Don't get so yeah, just saying they would be adults, but you would have some kid X-Men. By the way, Jalisha would be like seventh, or like Hiko and Samuel from Yumiko. So kids around her age. Okay, I mentioned there was Riri, who would probably be Tony Stark's niece. Wade Wilson would be around the girl's age there. So you get a kid Deadpool later. And as far as in Professor X's X-Men, the school where the X-Men are. As I mentioned, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Storm, Beast, Cyclops. Let's see, Cyclops and it was Wolverine, Cyclops, Beast, Jean Grey, Storm, and Rogue. Yeah, so a lot of them would be young adults. Jubilee. Okay, that would be probably the first sort of best friend that Jalisha would sort of bond with. A new best friend at Xavier's mansion would be Jubilee. Remember, because she was sort of a newbie to the X-Men at the beginning of the animated series. So yeah, Jubilee. Some other friends that Jalisha would make would be. Let me look this up. I'm doing a lot of looking up here. Gabe, did you get this all together? Where's your script? You should have got this together, boy. Let's see. Oh yeah, X-23. Okay. Let's see. I think she should have Laura. So Laura Logan would be another kid that's at the academy. She would sort of be the tough girlfriend of the group here. So you have so like I say again, you'd have Jubilee, then you'd have Laura, Wolverine's somewhat daughter, X-23. Then you would also have as sort of the quiet one of the group. Remember how I think Melee, she had three. There was Priya, My is a here we go again. Yeah, shut up. The turning red. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, yeah. Like Priya, I think the Miriam and let's see, can't I can't sit there. Okay, wait. Okay, go back. So I was expecting. Okay, okay. I just need the characters. I don't need who. Not trying to look up who plays them. Let's see. Okay, no, okay. Can you give me a wiki page, please? Okay, this will work. This will work. Okay, so okay, characters, and no ads. Stop it. Okay. Yes, I hate about when these pop-ups come up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so okay, best friend. Okay, you got Miriam. Yeah, Miriam, Priya, and Abby. In Turning Red, Mir. Okay, so anyway, me and Priya. So yeah, you had one friend that was sort of like a wild card, always angry and stuff. I guess that would fit Laura X 23. um, the Miriam, she was sort of like the sort pretty much like the one trying to keep everybody on one page. The kind of motherly like to the group. Probably Jubilee, I guess. And then of course you had the golf for the group. So that would actually be Wanda, from WandaVision. Now, this is the big difference for my universe. Originally, I know Wanda is known as the Scarlet Witch. There is a mention of that, but this is the big difference. In a later story of the Hulk series, like their power, like maybe they do something together, and like Wanda's powers, because she was sort of she kind of would be Wanda. I kind of would imagine her her behavior being similar to Raven from Teen Titans in my series. Um, they would be so there would be this comment like, yeah, when you think of a like Jaleisha's Hulkara, um, they say, how about we come up with a cool name for you? And and somebody thinks Scarlet Witch, but they're like, no, how about the Scarlet Angel? So yeah, so instead of being called Scarlet Witch, she would be called Scarlet Angel here. So a little something different there. Is it like, yeah, from my fan fiction? Yeah, so Wanda would in this universe would be called the Scarlet Angel. Sort of have that similar personality to Raven from Teen Titans. Um, with so yeah, they sort of would be a foursome there. Like I say, Hulkara, Jubilee, Scarlet Angel, and X 23. Yeah, they sort of would become a foursome. Later, you would get other additions. One of which would be, here I go again. Yeah, I'm doing it again. Let's see, Thor. Would be this would involve Thor. Um, now for this, I'm kind of guess. Let's see. By what's that? Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. Heroes of Tomorrow. If anybody remember that animated series there. Yep. Yeah, it was an animated series from 2008. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. So Thora. Okay. So that was her name. Torun. Torunn. So yeah, that. So yeah, she would be a later addition to the girls. Oh, eh. To the girl. And as far as Thor in this series now, okay, so I've established. So of course, yeah, we got the X Men in this. Jolie Hakara got some friends there at Professor X's school. Now, of course, with her parents, Hulk and She-Hulk, um, pretty much you would experience a mix of elements from the MCU, kind of going in this. Matter of fact, the series would actually take place starting in 2008. Maybe possible. I'm kind of thinking that no Superman and Supergirl series I want to take place at the beginning of 2002 because that's when Case and I met each other. For the Hulks, yeah, pretty much when the MCU first started, 2008. So yeah, or maybe possibly 2006. I'm just saying. Cause that's I know that's when I graduated high school and met Christina starting college immediately after that. Doing my first year in college, first semester anyway. Um, so it might be 2006, and then eventually you would kind of start slowly getting references of the MCU and all that. So at this point, yeah, you would kind of get expansion of stuff with the Hulks and stuff, like their enemies, like the leader and absorbing and all that. That kind of gives time for that to happen. Of course, Tony Stark is in this, obviously, because like I say, because of Riri. Uh, and it's eventually he would become Iron Man, obviously. So yeah, he wouldn't be Iron Man at the beginning of the series yet, but eventually he would. Thor is actually this is a pretty interesting thing. Um, in the comics, Thor had a secret identity as well, which was Donald Blake. According to the comics, when Thor got, remember how in the movie when Thor fought the Frost Giants and his father Odin was really upset about that, and Thor was like, "You are a fool and an old man." That boy didn't. Did that boy just call me a fool? Uh-uh. He said, "You are unworthy, and I cast you out." And said to him, and then said, "Whoever holds this hammer will wield the power of Thor." Vroom. So yeah, Thor would have been casted because that happened in the comics too. And the thing was, when it happened in the comics, from what I heard, um, he not only cast Thor out, but he wiped his memory clean. He did get it back, but he wiped. But at the time when he was on Earth, he had no memory of him being Thor, and he was under the identity of as Donald Blake, and that's how he met Jane Foster. But when he got his memories back in Thor, yeah, he kind of broke up with Jane and got and hooked back up with his old girl, Lady Sif, of course, and of course they had their daughter. So in this case, this is what would happen. Here's the story of Thor in the Hulk series. So he's actually not cast out by Odin, and kind of like I say, another part of the whole comedy aspect. Um, Thor and Lady Sif actually just kind of had a little. They had their daughter. Thor would actually have. I don't think he'd be in charge of Asgard just yet, but he had married Sif, and they were about to take over Odin's place. They were soon to take over for Odin, because let's just say Odin kind of would be like, I'm not really ready to give up this throne yet. There, Dad, when am I gonna sit on the throne? Like, when you are ready. You've been saying that. You've been saying that for years. I'm a grown man now, Father. I've even gotten married. So, uh, kind of add a little humor to there. And of course, yeah, Loki's gonna be a part of this. Yeah. um. So the oh yeah. So with that he Thor would him and Sif would act him and Sif, they have their child and everything. After their child is born, probably when their child was still a little baby and everything, they have some arguments about when is Thor going to be on the throne. It'll be that, or maybe possibly something else that's still in progress. But there'll be an argument between him and Sif, that multiple arguments, and yeah, then they would separate. I wouldn't say divorce, but they actually separate. Which Thor just decides to just leave Asgard for a while there, kind of get away from Daddy and everything. And down here on Earth, he's disguised as Donald Blake. Um, so yeah, it's possible that he might kind of be dating Jane Foster a little bit there. I'm still working that part out, but this is the real funny part here. Anybody remember the movie Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And he had as the he played as a character named Howard, and he had this annoying neighbor named Ted. I don't know who played him, but there was this annoying neighbor next door. Hi, Howard. How you doing? I saw you didn't have any lights up at your place, so I put some up for you, like a good neighbor. Just, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there, and so is Ted. or if you're with, or hey, if you're not with State Farm, if you're with Allstate, are you in good hands? So, yeah, good old Ted. Thank you, Ted. That's so thoughtful. so, that's what I kind of imagine Thor as Donald Blake being like. That he is Bruce and Jennifer's next door neighbor and kind of their annoying neighbor. And they have no idea that he's secretly Thor, the God of Thunder. So, yeah, you never would suspect if you was somebody that hadn't read comics or watched this video, and all of a sudden you see this version of Donald Blake acting like Ted from Jingle All the Way, you would probably fall out your chair when you find out he's the Thunderer Thor. So, yeah, so yeah, that would be kind of the thing with him, and yeah, maybe it would be a divorce with him and Lady Sif. Possibly they still would get back together, possibly. But yeah, there could possibly be a case of a divorce. It might just be a separate, but yeah, that would explain why you wouldn't right away see Sif or his daughter there. But of course, like in a divorce, there's that. Okay, now you're gonna be with your daddy for the weekend type of thing going. Y'all know how that goes. If you've been in a divorced family and that whole bouncing the kid between that kind of drama and everything. So yeah, so yeah, I don't know what his daughter's Earth name would be whenever she comes down there, but yeah, like I say, that would be her introduction when they meet her for the first time, and at some point find out, wait, you're Thor. So that's how he would be in the Hulk series. Like I said, there would, and also you get other Hulk enemies like Red Hulk and stuff like that. And another reason I even doing this in the first place, because like I say, if you hadn't really heard much of Hulk in the MCU, so yeah, I've got to. Yeah, I thought, let's do something with the Hulks there from their point of view of the Marvel universe there. We've had Spider-Man experience the Marvel universe, Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and Cap, even Cap and stuff. So yeah, let's go from the Hulk's point of view, yeah, and make it a comedy. Of course, yeah, Cap would be in it because, like I say, he's mentioned, the whole. I mean, his origin is sort of what sets up Hulk's origin a little bit there. So, and plus he's the first Avenger, obviously. Of course, there's some people that will probably argue and say Captain Marvel is the first Avenger. Avenger because of how they introduced her in the MCU movies, but that could be left. But technically, it's still Cap because Captain Marvel showed up in the '90s in the MCU. Cap had been around since the '30s and '40s, so yeah. Yeah, like I say, yeah, technically Cap is the first Avenger still, regardless. So, nothing against Captain Marvel. That was a cool movie. I like Captain Marvel. As Thor say, I like her. Yeah, and of course she would be in it, but so yeah, you get that you get Cap, Black Widow and Hawkeye obviously, and the whole, and of course Avengers assemble and stuff. In this case, you have both Hulk and She-Hulk with the Avengers. Possibly Ant-Man and Wasp. Yep, why not? Though. Not sure if probably it could possibly be Hank Pym and his wife. I know in the MCU they did show Hank Pym, but it was more centered around Scott Lang and Hank Pym's daughter. Which nothing against that. That was pretty cool too. They had a pretty good story behind it. But this it might go with Hank Pym, yeah, because of like I say, what I seen with World Mightiest Heroes. Spider Man in this case, I now I actually I actually do like the idea of teenage Spider Man, and that originally was what he was supposed to be. I'm looking at you, certain someone. One of my co-workers did not like Tom Holland's Spider Man because like he's too young. Spider Man was a young adult. He wasn't a teenager. Excuse me. Name I will not mention, but Stan Lee created, and I have proof of this. I saw it on Facebook. A recording of Stan Lee originally saying, "Hey, I got this great idea. What if we create a hero with the powers of a spider, and he's a teenager, and he has problems. Well, then I told my editor that, and he said, "No, Stan, that would never work because he's a superhero, and also no one likes spiders." So yeah, so we was doing the last story for the Amazing Fantasy. You can put anything you want in there. So I wanted to really get this off my chest, and I put the Spider-Man ideal in there. Next thing you know, it became a bestseller, and that's how Spider-Man was born. Excelsior! so, yeah, Spider-Man. So yeah, I do. Like I said, I like Teenage Spider-Man. That's Stan Lee's original concept for it. I really Tom Holland was a really good Spider-Man, just like Toby and Andrew, as well as the animated Spider-Man. However, because I grew up with the '90s animated series where he was a young adult, for my Hulk series, I would sort of imagine him being like the way he was in the animated '90s series. Um, so he possibly could be with the Avengers too. And the thing is, I would, do the Teenage Spider-Man in the series. Um, but he sort of, yeah, it was sort of, yeah, cause, at one point I was thinking of making him a kid, and eventually he would become Spider-Man when he grows up. But then it's like, well, they started out in elementary. That might be a little long. So, yeah, young adult Spider-Man for the series. But yeah, like I said, I do like the idea of teenage Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just doing him as a young adult for this series to get the feel of that '90s Peter Parker there that we saw. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man. Diddly doo, diddly doo, diddly doo, diddly doo. Spider blood, spider blood, radioactive spider blood, spider blood, spider blood, radioactive spider blood. And the venom. So, yeah, like I say, so yeah, younger and just like the Hulks and the X-Men, he sort of would be one in the shadows. See, that's another reason why I started with those before we get Tony as Iron Man and all that, because first the heroes would be kind of operating in the shadows because not a lot of people are very used to them. You know, the whole thing with the mutants and the Hulks, Spider Man. Yes, because you got so yeah, it'd be reports of Jameson like Spider Man. He's a crook, a menace. He's probably like one of those. He's probably like one of those mutants, or either like those Hulk monsters. Like, I want Spider Man. So you get some of that, and then with Iron Man, Thor, Cap, and then the Avengers and all that, Shield, then people would gradually start to change their perspective of superheroes in this series and stuff like that. And the Hulks would not. People won't be afraid of the Hulks and stuff like that, or the mutants and stuff, because yeah, we're all one big super. We can all be one big superhero team. Hey, what's up? So yeah, be sort of like that there. Yep. So that's kind of oh yeah, and then of course yeah, like I say, you got I mentioned about Wade Wilson at the beginning of this. Yeah, he does. Like I say, he's a kid-friendly Deadpool because, like I say, he is a kid in this series. Um, I know his origin story was he got messed up in the face and then wore a costume. Um, the Deadpool movie, he was trying to get back at the person who did that to him because they was like, "We're gonna cure your cancer," and turns out, yeah, they did by making it where he has the healing factor, but he's ugly. What did you do to my face? I cured you, Wade. So yeah, in this case, well, um, maybe I'm how maybe it would either be when Jaleisha first becomes Holkara, maybe there'd be some accident, either with her or like when she first hooked up that Wade ends up getting his face messed up or something like that, and maybe after being in the hospital for so long, yeah, then he comes up with that costume. That would actually be kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe he would want to come. He would want to try to take revenge on Holkara. Not, he wouldn't know that it's Jaleisha, but he want to take revenge on Holkara because, like, ooh, that green, that green monster woman messed up my face. Like, hey, She-Hulk, meet Deadpool. Yeah, I'm the guy whose face you messed up. So that would actually be pretty interesting. She-Hulk versus Deadpool. Yeah. And he breaks the fourth wall just like Deadpool does. So yeah, that's yeah, that just came to me while I'm making this video. So interesting. And of course, there'll be other stories to come with the Hulks from their point of view. Stuff with the X-Men, the Avengers. Yes, it'd be quite, and as well as also expanding the Hulk lore, sort of like what DuckTales did in 2017 with their reboot. They had the whole thing where they were in the same universe with the Disney Afternoon, like Darkwing Duck and all that. But they also expanded on the DuckTales lore itself, even bringing in stuff from like the DuckTales comics that came before the 1980s television series. So yeah, that would be something to really give the Hulk series a lot to go with there. Yep. So and probably and I would I definitely eventually I plan on doing a follow up video for Superman and Supergirl because there's some ideas that have come to me that but I gotta listen to the video I made previously, rewatch that video, so I don't repeat. So try not to repeat some of the things I mentioned in that video. But yeah, there's some as far as like more information about Superman and Supergirl. So yeah, there definitely will be a video of that in the future, along with some other stuff that we got planned and everything. So, oh yep. So that's for right now. That's it with the Hulks. I need to go on and get these edits done. so I can at least send this book off for publishing before I go on vacation. At least I can, even like I say, even if it has to process while we're on vacation, at least it be done. At least I be done sent it off to be published before Christine and I go on vacation, and like, okay, hey, we're done publishing it, Gabe. You can order copies now, and start selling some after we get back from vacation. So, like I did with the first book, because I started selling it right after I got back from. It was right after my first vacation this year back in the spring. So yeah, be like that. I think it's spring now. I take it back. I think it was June. I think. What he means is he doesn't know. Say, and them two diesels and Thomas take it just like, oh, let me see. I think. What he means is he doesn't know. What he means is. I always like to see them like that. It really cracks me up, and like I said, I really be thinking that it actually looks like they enjoy doing that too, cause like the one that says I think, or when he just says something in general, and then the other diesel will be like, what he means is, and the one that spoke first will look over and like, sort of similar to that this guy, this toy maker in Kim Possible, when he kept whispering to his secretary for her to say whatever he said in English, he would whisper to her in Japanese, you know, and then he said something in English himself, and Ron's like, "Wait a minute, you speak English?" Yes, quite fluently actually, but I enjoy whispering to my secretary. He is what you would consider wacky. Well, at least they're honest about it. So yeah, a lot of fun there. So anyway, yeah, a lot of fun talking about this too. There, I had a lot more to say than I even thought. There, ooh, the procrastination. Okay, can't wait to see that. Anyway, so that's it for my what's gonna go. I guess they call it. Let's talk about the hoax. So like what you heard in here, make sure you definitely like, share, subscribe. Special thanks, super thanks, all that good stuff. Definitely buy some available books and everything, and become a patron, just like EJ the Supreme, Big Sis Casey, and the Iceman Universe. Go, oh, go, go, Iceman Universe. Like them three, check out all their stuff along with ours, and definitely, and even like I said, I definitely do encourage you guys to be a Patreon and support us. But even just because I do understand, things kind of be a little tough for people. You got your bills to pay and stuff like that. I like I say, I know you like, well, yeah, you were kind of persistent when you asked that, or you're kind of forceful. Well, I speak with great excitement. I'm just saying. So I'm not. Yeah, like I say, if you got other stuff you got to take care of, your bills and stuff, to try to keep your lights on, so you don't end up like in the dark. Hey, my lights are out. Ah! So yeah, keep your lights on, people. To pay your bills. Pay your bills first. And say, I do want you to support, but before you do that, get yourself taken care of. Don't pay with your bill money. Yeah, make sure your bills are paid. Like Jesus said in the Bible, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. So, pay your bills first, and anything else you got to pay. You got maybe you got to pay for you. Maybe something for you. Something. Maybe doing stuff for your parents. You're doing maybe your kids and all of that. Take care of what you got to take care of. And if, like I say, if you're in that situation, well, Gabe, I can't really be on your Patreon and stuff like that. I don't know, my money's kind of really tight. That's cool. Hey, you still watching these videos still supports us because that adds that because you got the monetization. Every time you watch these videos and show it to your friends and stuff, you're still helping this channel. Just saying. Like you say, just saying the Patreon is just extra if you can do it. But yeah, you're still supporting the channel either way. The more you watch these videos, and also, and because of that, like I say, for you watching the videos, whether you're on Patreon or not, you are welcome to hang out with us in Discord or on Facebook. If you got either one of those two, a lot of y'all probably got Facebook more so than Discord because I talk to some people about Discord and they're like, "What's Discord?" So yeah, so like and but yeah, you can hang out with us either on Discord or Facebook, the more common one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, come chat with us and everything. Um, yeah, that way we can holler and like, hey, what's up? What's your next video and all that stuff like that. And just chat. And also, hey, you say your money's a little tight. Well, something that can help out with that is the Mercari app. Hey, sell some stuff that you're not using that that you can do without. You want to like, when did I get this? I haven't. When did I get this sombrero? I hadn't used this. Hey, sell it on the Mercari app. Yeah, maybe. A sombrero. I'll take that. And get you a little extra money to help with them bills. So, or some extra money to help get your kids school supplies and stuff. Hey, also, or their lunch for school, stuff like that. Hey, a little something to help y'all out there. And hey, if you got a little extra splare, you can buy some of what I got too. But yeah, but you can also definitely sell some stuff of yours. Maybe even make an exchange. So yeah, get on that Mercari app, sell you some stuff, get you a little extra cha-ching to help with your bills and stuff. And we will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.